If you are interested in sharing your stories, message me on Instagram. All the handles will be below. You can also follow the podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I would definitely love to hear from you guys and hear your stories and your experiences. Especially when you've been heartbroken and it's hard to trust. And I agree with you on the therapy side. We are holding on to baggage, not only with like previous relationships, but we're holding on to the baggage of childhood trauma.
Yes.
How our parents treated each other, we're observing that. And that's like obviously being projected in our relationship. I think you can also relate when your dad left, also with my dad. I got abandonment issues. As soon as I got into relationships and I felt alone and I felt like, oh, my partner's leaving me in any scenario, even if it's like the stupidest, simplest thing, I would feel traumatized. Like, yeah, I would like hyperventilate.
It would come back.
I'll come back. Like, oh my gosh, why do I feel like this? Why is it so strong? I didn't understand why people could be away from their partner and be fine, but like I couldn't feel like that. That would irritate me, and I didn't know where it was coming from, but obviously through therapy I realized, oh my gosh, I have abandonment issues, because that man who I put on a pedestal, who was like the number one man in my life, left me. So why would I trust all these basic boys out here if that person that I thought so highly of did that to me, you know? So we obviously have our own traumas.
That's, for me, I will always be an advocate for therapy. And I started seeing a clinical psychologist when I was in grade 5.
Grade 5, okay.
Yes,
Oh yes, because yeah.
Since then, like, I try by all means to have at least like a session once a month. That has helped me a lot. I know exactly what I want, who I am. Obviously, I'm still working at it every single day, but I know exactly what I need in a relationship and what I want from someone when I get into a relationship. I have to feel safe.
Definitely.
I grew up not feeling safe. Why do I say I'm not feeling safe? Because when your world drastically changes, you know, and there's just so much chaos. Homes are being split, assets are being split, your time is being split. You know, you have to decide who you're going to go see for Christmas and who's going to get New Year's. Who are you spending your birthday with? Already those life-changing decisions that you have to make left me feeling unsafe. I just always felt like the shoe is ready to drop. So for me, safety for me is like the biggest thing. For a relationship, if I don't feel that, I'm not like getting further.
That makes sense, because like I think with every child that's grown up in a home where it's broken, you get used to this routine. Even if your parents fight a lot or argue, you get used to this routine where, okay, even though there's some bad sides, you have the good sides of the family. My family, we would jog on Sundays, and I really appreciated those moments because I felt like, oh, okay, we're a family. Most divorces just, they happen and we just don't see it coming. We know, okay, mom and dad, they fight.
They always fight. Like,
but they get together. It's fine. It's good. Like, you pick yourself up, you go through it. Then that day comes where you're like, oh wait, they're not getting back together. What's going on? Wait, this doesn't make sense. It's like this new roots you haven't experienced, and people underestimate the daily routines of families, because that traumatizes children straight up. Because from having those routines of mom and dad get me up, we go to school, they drop me off, they pick me up together.
Mom wakes me up, makes sure that I've bathed, makes my lunch. Dad takes us to school. Yeah. And dad picks us up from school. And mom then comes and she cooks. And then we actually eat as a family at the same time. Like that was, you're right. Absolutely correct.
So when you get like at least one parent removed from those routines, as a child, it's so confusing. I don't care if you're in grade 5, if you're 10 years old, or if you're 21 years old.
I personally think that it's more damaging if you're older versus when you're younger, because children are impressionable. Like, they can adapt. Yes, it's going to take a while to get them into the routine and adapt. But I don't know, once I've been like out of school and like they decided to I don't know how it would have felt.
See, that's what happened with me. My parents split up like in university,
Which
so that
is
was
wild, yeah.
that was a bit of a shock. I can see with children as well. They're so innocent, they don't see it coming. But it is also hard when you reach that stage where you have this opinion of your parents, like of their personality, their character, and then they just leave and they're like, oh, I'm leaving with this other person. You're like, wait, what? Where did this come from? So
We knew it was
changes.
bad, but we did not know that it was this bad.
Definitely. You're now seeing your parents, these like ideas that you had of them, even values and concepts, they're now being broken apart, distorted, and transformed into this new version.
This is how life is going to be.
And you have to accept it. You have to accept it because this is who I am. Can we communicate? Like, I don't know. I think, it's difficult, whatever age you are, but unfortunately, kids have to go through this.
And how has that changed your opinion?
I think there came a point, especially in my recent relationship, where my mom even asked me, she asked, why are you dating him if you feel like he's going to cheat and you don't trust him? Like, why are you with someone if you don't trust him? And I immediately said, oh, I don't trust any man because they're going to do this anyway. And my mom said, if that's how you feel, don't you want to be alone? If you are going into a relationship thinking about the end goal as a negative thing, it's going to end up that way because you're constantly going to doubt them. You're constantly going to, see the worst side of them. Oh, you think I'm a bad person? Let me show you how bad I can be. And we're actually manifesting that. You manifest this horrible relationship because you don't trust men because of that parental figure that you learned not to trust. I think it's so damaging for children because they trust their parents wholeheartedly. This is my mom, this is my dad. They get so excited. Like, I was a teacher and I would hear how my kids used to speak about their parents and I would get so excited for them. And it made me think like, oh my gosh, I used to be like this. Now I'm so cynical when you get into relationships because you wish your parents were this standard that you had in your mind for them and they're not living up to that expectation. You're expecting your partner to live up to that expectation and they're not reaching those heights because you set the bar so high of what you deserve. So you're obviously gonna say, oh no, he does this, I'm gonna leave. He's not doing this and this for me. He's not reaching that bar. I'm leaving because you're not worth it. But the truth with the relationships is you need to realize that how you communicate and what you know, your perspective from your journey can be completely different to another person's. But how I view relationships now is I need to let go of all that baggage if I want to get into the concept of being okay with a marriage, because I've got a lot of baggage from my parents and I don't want to project that onto anyone. But how do you feel about it?
For me, I don't think I believe in marriage anymore. Like, the institution of it is just, I believe in companionship more.
Okay.
I think for me, companionship outweighs marriage in terms of, like, you say vows and whatever. But with companionship, for me, it's like you choose. There's no bond that or is something that's written. You wake up choosing every single day to be part of that partnership, which is companionship. Do you get what I mean?
No, definitely.
Would I ever get married? No.